I can't hear anything.
I'd like to have Terry lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here. Trustee Savage. Here. Trustee Township. Here. Supervisor Marshall is absent. I'm going to ask for a motion that one of the trustees designate one of you to be the chair for this meeting tonight.
I move that Tom chairs the meeting this evening.
Second. Roll call vote. Trustee Braxton. Aye. Trustee Ransom.
Aye.
Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Township. Aye. Tom is the acting chair for this meeting.
Supervisor Marshall is not well tonight, so he's not here. So we're running with beats and losing work. Here tonight for me. And happy to be roll call. And approve the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. I rescind that. So we will move the agenda forward.
Second.
Discussion on that?
I move that we amend the agenda for item under action items, letter E, and table it until
And I will second that.
We'll do a roll on the amendment. Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom.
Aye.
Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Township. Aye. The agenda is amended. Now we go on the entire agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda with the amendment.
Madam Clerk, could you repeat the motion? I could not hear it.
That the motion was to amend the agenda.
But which item?
Item E is removed from the agenda this evening.
It's tabled, right?
Correct.
Thank you, thank you.
You're calling the roll.
Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom.
Aye.
Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Township. Aye.
Okay, next we need to approve the minutes, last meeting. Assume we have time to check that out. Entertain a motion to approve last month's minutes.
I move that we approve the minutes from September 14th.
For a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. Roll call, please.
Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom.
Aye.
Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Township. Aye.
Okay, thank you. Now we move to the next item here is the public comment period. Folks will sign in. Folks will get signed in.
It's not even on the agenda.
And each speaker has up to 3 minutes. So, the first one here, Judy Grunway, and get a microphone for you.
Thank you very much for accommodating me. There's a couple items on the agenda that I'd like to talk about. The first being the parking lot. I looked at the bid that came in and that you're going to be looking at. $415,000 for the basic, and then you're going to add another $400,000 for brick pavers and one electric vehicle stand. I have a couple questions regarding that. Where's the $500,000 grant money coming from that is discussed in the letter? Second, who's supervising this project? As you already are receiving a bill from Jeffrey Braun for $24,355 for the parking lot bid and opening, and is he being hired to supervise this project and going to cost more, which should be built into the project? And the second thing is the striping, and how many handicap spots are we going to increase to? And I'm really against brick paving because being on a walker and seniors are a little unsteady on their feet once in a while. And brick pavers are not easy to walk on. So that's my complaint about that. The other thing is on 10/2/24 on the bill listing is an administration, under administration, the public response group professional services direct mail for $50,327. Is that for the brochure that went out about urging people to vote yes for the Dupage Township food pantry on Canterbury in Delaware? And that only went to certain township residents in the area, since I did not receive one in the mail. My last thing is Bluff Road. I see you have a bid for $36,000 for striping and filling potholes. Evidently you are kicking the can down another year, and you've been here for 3.5 years, and you have over $1 million appropriated through the state, and you still cannot get Bluff Road done. Shame on you. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Next one, Diane Bumper.
Weren't you signing? Didn't you sign in, Lori? Weren't you on the list before me?
No, I took
You
my
scratched
name.
it? Okay. Can I still talk about agenda item E, even though it's no longer on the agenda? I think I'm going to anyway. I'm a union member. I work hard for my money. I got a 3% raise this year. I got a 2.75% raise last year. All of our costs have gone up, but I did not get a 100% raise. I did not get over a 100% raise. I didn't get a $7,000 a year raise. I didn't get $11,000 a year raise. The raises are disproportionate. The collector he got he might potentially get an $800 raise with the next election. Is there any money that you have that you just won't spend? Is there anything? Is there anything you have that you just won't spend? $800,000 on the parking lot, about $50,000 in pay increases. Are all the employees getting pay increases or only elected officials? I think we, the constituents of your township, are questioning this highly. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Sally Goodwin.
Sally Noble. I live in Lincoln subdivision, and recently I've been talking to a lot of the neighbors, and just wanted to let everybody know that, in case you don't know, and most people that I've talked to in the past, that traffic is very, 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 very bad in Lincoln subdivision. We've cut through, there are no sidewalks for kids to play, So people walk, and there's only a rectangle. The neighborhood is a rectangle. And people walk around the rectangle for exercise. And kids walk, and moms walk with strollers. And the pets, people walk their pets around the block. And traffic just flies through there, probably 30 to 40 miles an hour. We have asked, some in the neighborhood have asked over and over for some type of speed tables or speed bumps or something to that manner. They put up a sign to stop people from turning left at one entrance, exit. They put up a stop sign on Lincoln Lane to slow the people down. Some people, actually, when we have had Will County come out to sit there, they can write tickets non-stop. Write a ticket, go around the block. Write a ticket, go around the block. Write a ticket, go around the block. For as long as they sit there, that can happen. They don't have the manpower to do that. They don't have the manpower to sit in our neighborhood to do that. From what I've heard, there's only two Will County police officers. I'm not 100% sure on all this, it's just what somebody told me, that there's only 2 police officers that cover our neighborhood all the way up to Naperville from Will County. So they do not have the manpower to do that. So we need to solve that problem. Also, I'd like you, I know you're thinking about Bluff Road and have that on the agenda. Our neighborhood has been patched. I've lived there 25 years or more, probably closer to 30 years, and can't remember when our roads have ever been done. And I know that's one of the top things that are supposed to be on the agenda for Dupage Township, is they have our roads repaved. When they came to patch the roads recently, I have a neighbor that's very local across the street, and so they patched, we share the road right there. They patched closer to her house, and as they patched that, they put a big hole across my driveway. The truck that was patching that area put a big hole right across from my driveway.
Oh,
So, if you guys have not gone out to that subdivision, especially in the morning, especially during rush hour traffic, feel free to come through and just sit there for a while and take a look at what's going on. The weather's a little colder right now. Oh, is that my time?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. If my question or my ask is that just come out and take a look and see for yourself, okay? Thank you.
I thought they were going to change that.
You don't have it.
Anybody else?
Couldn't change it, no.
Good evening. My name is Linda Ellis, and I'm a resident of Johnson Park. I'm here tonight, of course, to oppose the location of the future food pantry. I still remain the same. I do oppose the location due to the fact that it just is not a logistically sound place to place a pantry. I feel like it's doing a disservice to the people that you're supposedly trying to serve, plus impacting taxpayer dollars in a very, very tough economic time. People are losing their jobs left and right. Companies are leaving Illinois due to the fact of the high taxes. I just don't feel like this is a time when you want to pour millions and millions of dollars into something that we already have an existing building that could be improved on much more property that already belongs to Dupage Township. I don't know what the problem is trying to take it out of Romeoville, which is 15 minutes away from the poor residents of Overbrook who seem to manage to get there just fine when they need to. I really feel like money, again, is the emphasis that's been placed, that there's no bottomless pit here. Taxpayers are being taxed very highly for smaller amounts of service, and you continue to spend money like there's a money trees growing everywhere, which they are not. It is called tax dollars, and I would like for people to kind of understand that, even those who are benefiting from that. Another issue that I had is what happened to the big future home food pantry sign that was on Canterbury for a few days, I guess. I came home from the corner and I was like, oh wow. So has any movement been made towards satisfying what was required from the building permit group of the village hall so that that could be permissible? Are we still floating on imaginary certificates or whatever is being promoted? Because a lot of the information is false. And I just hate that. It really bothers me that we think the community is so silly. We don't understand the lies. And another thing is I love this beautiful new updated newspaper that we received. And one of the things that I found the most exciting was this beautiful picture of all the food that was donated by Dupage Township at the library. And I thought, there might be 25 items of food there for some one-time trip to be utilized. So I really thought that was kind of tacky and disrespectful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Then, on here, Jim Harris.
Yes, good evening. Jim Harris, I live in the Old Orchard Lane subdivision. Relatively small. Little horseshoe going in, coming out. I guess a big question for the group, and maybe a relatively easy answer, but I'm not aware of it. But what are the services that we receive from the township? I've lived there since 1989. We get our snow plow. The guy that does the plowing for the snow does a great job. Very conscientious. I wish he blacked out the roads too, and fixed the potholes and all the other issues. You drive around in the communities, and you guys are all well aware of all the different street projects that are going on. You go somewhere, you gotta make a left, something's closed because it's getting redone, and we don't see that. So I guess what are the services that taxpayers in Roomeville, Lincoln, and Old Orchard subdivision receive? And what are our dollars worth? And it would be much appreciated to see a movement to spend some dollars in our area with those things. And you hear sometimes that the townships might be redundant in services. It seems like roads is a big thing. I may be wrong, but it seems like a major expense. Well, Village of Roomeville, they do a lot of work on their own roads. We don't have a public service to help us. We don't have roads department to help us. Lincoln doesn't have roads departments. It's a big concern for our group. The other thing is, we were getting, Vermont was trying to annex an area right next to us just west, and to use it for development. I think it was Sterling Bay that wanted to put in some warehouses to add the additional traffic that we would be seeing. We were able to, as a little community, talk to enough people, get some assistance in some of the areas. We did contact Dupage Township, see what assistance we could get from there. I did not directly do that, but one of the gals did. And nobody really knew anything about it.
Jesus.
That's a wonderful beaver. It came just in time too, because I was going to had a couple other things. But listen, thanks for listening to me, and hopefully we can get some assistance with the answers. What do we get? I know what portion we are of the budget. But but I get some. Thank you.
Good, thank you. That's the end of our list. Is there anyone else who wants to speak?
Somebody go talk about the buzzer.
Okay. So short of everyone on the next item here. If our appointments are done, supervisor report, supervisor not here tonight, so skip that one. Old business, action items, we'll move on to the action items on the agenda. And we'll talk about the new parking lot. And actually, we're fortunate here, we have our architect here to answer some of the questions that came up during the comment period. So, Judge, before you get ready, you want to hold the microphone or? Introduce yourself first, please.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you just introduce yourself and then.
I'm Dr. Cody Associates Architects. So on October 2nd, we received bids on the parking lot. 23 contractors picked up drawings. 2 of those contractors were plan rooms. 5 contractors returned bids. There was a base bid and 6 alternates. The base bid was, of course, the parking lot with the lighting, replacing the sidewalk in front of the Township building, and adding the sidewalk on the west side of the Levy Center that would take it from the building to the parking lot, the public works area. The 6 alternates, the first 4 were pavers. Area alternate 1 were the pavers in the new parking lot, alternate 2 were the pavers in front of the Township building, alternate 3 were the pavers in front of the Levy Center, and alternate 4 was the circular center, the circular portion. Alternate 5 was the sidewalk from the Levy Center to the public works area, and alternate 6 was for the ED station. Based on the dollar amounts and everything, the low bidder was Abbey Construction. We sat down with them to make sure they had everything in their bid, which they did. We worked with them for the last 35 years on various projects. In fact, we just completed one in LaGrange for the Park District, a 135-car parking lot. So we find them very reliable to do the project. Based on budget, grants, and everything, it's our recommendation to award the project, base bid, and all 6 alternates to Abbey Construction, and the total amount of $884,367.
But that bid includes all the alternatives?
Yes. So
Yeah, would you describe those, please?
say that again?
Can you describe those alternatives?
Sure, I'll describe again. Alternate 1 is the brick pavers that's going in the new parking lot portion. Alternate 2 are the brick pavers that would go in front of the Township building, that main parking lot. Alternate 3 is the brick pavers going in front of the Levy Center. And alternate 4 is the circular portion. Alternate 5 is to put in the sidewalk between the Levy Center and the public works area for people to park in that parking lot. And alternate 6 is to install an EV station in the new parking lot.
So this bid that you're recommending would include all 6 of those options?
So what I suggest, yes, to accept all 6.
Okay. Now, the pavers, we're talking about the intent there, in my understanding, is that it allows rainwater to pass through, is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Rainwater goes through it, and actually retains about 10% of the rainwater that we get.
Are they more difficult to walk on?
Not really. I mean, we put we put it in paper parking lots all the time, and it's not a problem. And it takes into consideration all ADA aspects of it.
I mean, there's no impediment to different type of shoes or assisted walking devices, canes or walkers and things like that.
It shouldn't be a problem,
Yeah, Jackie?
I would just say that We have a public parking lot at Hidden Oaks that is done with permeable pavers, and in fact, I think we've done a small expansion to that parking lot. We've not had any complaints at all in the Forest Preserve about that parking lot. If you go to the Whole Foods at Nordstrom Rack on 75th Street in Naperville, the entire lot is permeable pavers. This is a responsible way to handle stormwater. As our storms become more severe each and every year due to changes in the climate, we won't discuss how they are changing or why, they just are. It is incumbent upon us to be responsible, good stewards, and find alternative methods for stormwater collection other than just the sewer. It's just like the village of Bolingbrook has put in sewers that now no longer go in with the rest of the water reclamation cleanup, it goes separate. This is another way, again, to be mindful of costs and deal with stormwater.
The business, 88,000, was the number you quoted? For that business, 88,000 something? We'll have to.
The 89,000.
Yeah, and the grants we're receiving, what was the total?
I can speak to that. We received from the county, or we will receive from the county, the American Rescue Act Fund dollars that were allotted to us. It was $500,000. At this point, we've determined that the parking is a pretty critical issue. Our seniors are having more and more difficulty finding a place to park. They have taken over all of the township parking. So our residents that come in for township services have nowhere to park. The supervisor and the board decided that that was the more priority. So we're going to use that $500,000 grant, which does have an expiration date on it. It must be spent by the end of 2026. So we need to get on with spending it. So it was decided to use those funds, that's $500,000. We also received $250,000 from State Senator Rachel Ventura for the parking lot that's been designated, and we're going to use those funds as well. So and I put in for a grant for the EV station from the county, so that we have not heard back from that yet to know if we're going to get the funds to cover that. That was a minor amount, it was only $6,000 or something. And so the out-of-pocket cost to the township is somewhere around the $140,000 range. And I think the seniors would be well served, as well as the rest of the township residents who do need a place to park by having this parking lot. I don't believe this lot has ever been scraped and repaved. It was built by Cody Braun and Associates. No, but you did that building, and you built that parking lot. What year?
86.
Yeah, 1986. So that lot hasn't been done since 86. This building was 91, I believe, when they dedicated it. And nobody's done anything to this lot other than, some tar here and there. So it's definitely sorely in need of redoing. And this is a very responsible way and is being paid for out of grant funds.
The obligation of the township has said that's $140,000. There's sufficient capital fund?
Yes, we have sufficient funds in the capital.
Question? No, this is so no cost to the taxpayers for this parking lot?
Well, the
Grant money is tax
The
money.
$140,000 is coming out of our,
Yes,
it is,
but it doesn't affect the tax.
right.
If we were to approve this contract that you recommend, or how soon the construction begin?
So talking with him today, he can start within a couple of weeks once we get contracts and insurance and the village permit all in order. He can start in a couple of weeks. When he starts, he would start on the new parking lot right away. And we would only have to close one parking lot at a time now. So he decided to do the parking lot in front of the township building first. We would only have to close it down for 2 weeks for him to dig it out to put in the bird pavers and everything like that. Once that is complete, then we move on to the next section. And again, hopefully only have to close it down for 2 weeks, allow it, they put down weather, but we don't anticipate it, not weather, we don't anticipate it taking longer. 2 weeks, hopefully it'll be faster, but we're trying to pick a maximum time. So in terms of the total time, it's a couple of months, because things never flow as easy as we think it does. And we have to get, the brick, I'm sure it would still have to be ordered, and it's a couple of weeks away. But you can start on the new part portion right away, because there's all kinds of underground work, curbing, and things like that that has to be done.
And the planning commission has already approved this project, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
We've paid all the permit fees, everything.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we need a motion to move on this.
You need a motion.
So, entertain a motion to, would you describe specifically what it is, which version of this we're talking about? So we know.
It would be the Abbey construction bid, the lowest bid.
Abbey construction? Okay. That is the lowest bid, is it?
I motion to approve the Abbey bid for the parking lot.
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. Would you call the roll?
Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom.
Aye.
Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Townsend. Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next thing on the agenda here is the pothole repair on Bluff Road. Who can speak to that, Judge?
You have two bids that were sent to you in your bid packet,
Yeah.
your board packet. A third bid was received. It was the lowest bid. That's the one that I put on your desk, a hard copy today. At least I think I did. I don't have it. No. There you go. Maybe I didn't think so.
Well, anyway, so Jack, can you just describe what it is that we're talking about?
Well, Bob actually could probably describe it best, but every other year we go out and try and repair the holes on Bluff Road. We were told multiple years that the $1 million was appropriated for Bluff Road by State Representative Diablo. But we don't get that money unless the governor's deputy director, who's in charge of the piggy bank, releases the money. So even though it gets reappropriated every single year, they have not released that appropriation. So for those of you that live in State Rep. Avalar's district, I would urge you to perhaps pay a visit to her office, or send a letter, or a smoke signal, because that's where the money is hung up. It's in the state appropriations process. We do not charge any taxes for road work, meaning all road work that we do is less services to the seniors and the needy in our community. Because back in 2007, thereabouts, the highway department was dissolved, disappeared, went away, gone, zero, including the tax revenue that we used to receive. And the board at that time opted to give that money away, whatever they had in the kitty at the time, and they gave it away to somebody. I don't even remember who. They gave it away, I think, to some of the municipalities. So we don't get any money to fix those roads, but we continue to patch and repair emergency situations as we can afford to do.
Right. The goal is still, of course, to rebuild Bluff Road, that's what the $1 million is.
Absolutely, it would be to completely scrape it down to nothing, put in more gravel if need be, and then resurface the entire thing. It would never be like the park that Romeoville adopted, because Romeoville put in storm sewers and curbs. We don't have a stormwater system, so we can't put in storm sewers and curbs. We asked them to take rounding, two-letter word. And,
Is, any hope going forward that Romeo will, at some point, take possession of the road? Or they just really have no right?
No,
Even once it's repaired?
don't,
No, they
don't.
don't even want
Okay.
it repaired because
Okay.
they want it repaired to their standards, which would be over $3 million. And this is 2 lane miles, 1 mile go one way, 1 mile going the other way.
Now, we inherited, but we
What does
became
that-
responsible for Bluff Road.
There, no.
Back in 07, when
Okay.
the number of miles.
We've always been responsible.
True, right, but I mean, the sole responsibility of Bluff Road is that happened after the highway commissioner's position in the department was dissolved.
And the tax.
Right, after the number of miles the township was responsible for fell below threshold, 5 miles.
7, I think, I heard different.
But by state statute, the threshold of the number of miles township is responsible for fell below that number. Anyway, I'll talk loud.
You got no battery?
Thank you.
Take that one.
Anyway, when it fell below that threshold, 7 miles or maximum number of foot, then municipalities surrounding us were laying on top of us. They had responsibility for roads except the ones they did once, which was Bluff Road. Right. So we're responsible for it without resources.
And it's just subdivisions, Meetng and Old Orchard.
That's, because we do aware of the needs in mind, and then we're still trolling for state grants or grants in some way, ARPA grants or whatever, so we can do the necessary repairs and that be done. But again, we don't have actually authority to do that ourselves. So we're at, still a ways to go. But in the meantime, we still have to fill the potholes. The potholes are there. It's a danger, it's I think a nuisance. So we have to address that. And here we go. So, the low bid, Jack, the most recent one we passed around.
Yes.
The one that's recommended.
Yeah, our maintenance team, which is, they're excellent, they fix and do all kinds of things. Bob went out there with the spray paint, circled the worst potholes, the ones that really, are an issue. We solicited bids, and the low bid came back, and we just had a problem printing it, but it got printed today, and it was for $34,034. And that includes repairing all of the spots that were identified by the maintenance team.
The pothole repairs, they're yearly temporary. Is there any, the vendor, the company, do they include how many years we can expect that repair to be?
Oh, you need to be able to grant?
Well, no, for the repairing potholes, yeah.
Oh, you'll need another $30,000 next year.
No problem, it sounds like, until we can replace it. Hopefully $1 million before you get it.
Okay, well, in the meantime, obviously we got to fix the potholes in there, so something's got to be done. So entertain a motion to accept the low bid for the repair. Yes.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there official discussion?
I just had a question. I just wanted to make sure from the new bid, are they also, from the new bid, are they also going to, also for the small areas, are they going to be doing the hot patch? So they are doing, and only hot patch? That's the same as some of the previous bids? Because I didn't see where it was laid, okay. Okay, I just had that question because I didn't see it on their bid, but it was on several of y'all. The smaller areas.
Okay, any more discussion?
Anything else?
More discussion on that? No? Okay, close discussion. So, Madam Clerk?
Trustee Greg.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom.
Aye.
Trustee Savage. Aye. Trustee Townsend.
Aye.
No bid here. I make a motion. So next one is item C here. Discussion and approval to accept the 24-25 state online grant for $250,000 Senator Ventura. That's the grant we're talking about, right? And for the parking lot. So is there, I don't know if there's a discussion, there already is money.
I move that we accept the grant, $250,000 from Senator Rachel Benjamin.
Yeah, there's a
I'll second that.
Call roll, please.
Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom.
Aye.
Trustee Savage. Aye. Trustee Townsend. Aye.
Next thing on here, more mechanical business, we've got possible approval to purchase a new shed for lawn equipment. Is that the shed that's adjoining the office here?
Yeah, that's what, put it on.
Okay, yes, good.
Make a motion.
Yeah, okay.
I move that we, approve the new shed to hold our line equipment.
Second. Okay.
Any discussion? Here it is.
Here you go. So, as you may know, we have beautiful white wooden chairs for weddings. They are stored in the basement. Every time they're needed, they've got to be taken all the way up that ramp, all the way out around here, and all the way out to the gazebo area. And along the way, they get bumped, they get bruised, and so does the wall. The banquets department's been begging for a while to have some sort of place up here to store them. We have determined that the existing shed would be a really good location because it's right there by the gazebo and the park. That shed still needs some work, it needs a couple new doors, but it would suffice for that purpose. Right now, every time we mow the grass, either here or at Gordon, we have to drive down to the food pantry and pick up the equipment, and then drive back and mow whatever we're mowing. And if we run out of time, we gotta drive back and drop it off because we have no place to store it up here. So it was determined that it might make a lot more sense to have a bigger shed up here, located behind or adjacent to the new parking lot and the township building. And that we would store all of the lawn equipment in there. And then the only time we would have to pick it up and take it somewhere was when we go to Dupage. So it would be a lot more efficient, especially with us not owning a big property on the corner. The proposed shed was 12 by 14, and we had two prices, two packets of information, I think. And the low bid was the 12 by 14 by the company in Lyle, and actually, I'll take that back, it was $100 over the low bid. But the difference was quality. Our maintenance guy, tell him what you did.
You're one that's new.
The difference in the sheds, they're both well-built sheds, but in one, they call them the Amish sheds, the doors are very weak. You go to hang on the door, you put your weight on it, the door's coming off the hinges. The other company, I got on, I weigh 172 pounds, and it didn't budge at all. The other difference is in the hinges that the doors swing on. The quality of the, it's called Tough Shed, is much better than the Amish shed and the handles that lock. The ones from the Amish are just basically barn locks, that's it. So the one that Jackie's speaking about is much better. For $100, well worth it. I think it was $100 worth it.
Yeah. just about $100. And to me, because we've had this.
How much is the shed?
So many different times.
Yeah, that was, many years it was never broke into, but lately, the last few years it's been broke into, and a lot of our equipment has been stolen, so we can't even keep our equipment in there. We got some here in the rest, that we need our blower, we got our road blower, we can pick it up, so we're wasting, depending on the time of the day, we're wasting half hour there and back. So it's just useless time to get that all over here. The lock system will be held up by the just got
And we're also hoping when they put in the new parking lot, do the electric, maybe we could get some electricity to the shed. So we can get a camera.
And then where are we putting the wedding chairs?
In this shed right here.
Oh, we'll keep that.
Yeah, right behind the assessor's building is where the church is, which will make it a lot easier, because Jack said, it's hard breaking them up and taking it back down. Here you just wheel them out right over
So the shed would be in addition to the existing shed. Okay. Yeah. Right, so there is a place to put it.
How much is the
Good
shed?
location.
Find out for you.
there. Township building, kind of right by the new
How
bar.
much is the shed?
How much? How much?
Just wait, Carol.
Okay.
Yeah, low bidder, $100.
The difference was your package shows the final price of $6,838 for the shed that has.
$7,000.
There was some people breaking into it.
Thank you.
So they could
Keep
function,
going.
so more than $100.
I can't wait till I find out there's metal in it.
What?
An unattended shed with metal in it. It's in my Walmart's. Yeah, they're from the men's department. Because they're wider
Any more
width.
discussion?
And $7 less a pair.
Trustee Braxton.
Please call roll.
Trustee Braxton.
They don't have
Trustee
license.
Ransom.
Aye.
Trustee
I
Savage.
have to tell
Aye.
them.
Trustee Townsend. Aye.
We live in glorious
I
times.
see on here,
You don't have to tie your shoes if you don't want
discussion
to.
and approval of the 2025 holiday calendar. We're all going to copy of that, which shows the dates of the holidays in 2025. This fairly close off the calendar, so it's pretty straightforward. Is there a motion to accept this or approve it?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion about the holiday calendar? We can't move the holidays, so it's what it is. Okay, so call roll, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Braxton.
Aye.
Trustee Ransom.
Aye.
Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Townsend. Aye.
Isn't there something in that resolution about this?
The next item here requires an amendment because of a typo here. So we got item G here.
So they're using it for
Should read
parking lot?
discussion and possible approval for repair of HVAC at the food pantry. And there's attachments that will show you the work that has to be done. A motion to approve the amendment to the agenda.
To feed people, but they're
I move that
using
we
it for
approve the amendment to the agenda. Item.
Item G.
we talked about it here.
Second. Okay. Any discussion? Okay.
Talked about $1,100,000. It's too high for
Trustee
And
Ransom.
then we're giving another $107,000.
Aye.
Trustee
They're
Townsend.
using this
Aye.
money that's supposed to feed people.
Okay, so what's the story with HVAC?
Okay, so as you know, everything over there is very old. We've got the buildings that are 1990 something. We really haven't done too much to it. We've just kind of done what we had to do to keep it going. inducer motor is bad on the unit over there, on the HVAC unit, and it needs a new supply gas valve, which I we don't really want to mess around with. It's a gas valve. Fairly inexpensive, and this is, if Leesburg comes out and checks our equipment 4 times a year for the contract, and every time we're there, they inspect and look and see if something wearing, if something not sounding right, and they were the vendor of choice last year, so this was their recommendation.
Is there a bid process involved?
Not on this one,
Emergency repair?
technically, you probably don't even have to approve it in a board meeting. It's under the GA budget, so the supervisor could just approve it. But he does like to keep you guys in the loop on everything that's going on, but this is being funded out of GA.
This is being funded at GA. Need to approve it? Nothing suspenders here, we should go ahead and have a motion to approve this. So is there a motion to fix the HVAC in the pantry?
Yes, so moved.
For a second? Okay. Any discussion? Approval furnace is not good.
It will now be an emergency repair. Can you talk about
We
it?
did fix it before. No, it's not.
Trustee Brackett.
But she said it will not be an emergency
Trustee
repair.
Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Township.
Thank you. All right, we don't have an executive session to deal with, that's that. Approve the township bills and claims. I went through them, let's check them out.
I move that we approve the township bills and claims. Second.
Any discussion about the bill? In that case,
Trustee Brackett.
Aye.
Trustee Randy.
Aye.
Trustee Savage.
Aye.
Trustee Township.
Aye.
And we move on now to the reports from the staff and the contractors. And the legal report. No reports. Okay. Thank you. And administrator, I know you've given quite a few reports already. But
I have. I do feel like I've talked a lot. So over the last month, as you can see, we were working on bid packets. We had a lot of people going on, which is sorely appreciated. They have such a long history with the township too, so it made it much easier. We continue with ongoing maintenance. Staff has been great about staying on top of everything. We did order a plaque for Mr. Kevin Wilson. We have the garden all set, ready to go. The family has indicated that next month's meeting in November, we will do the dedication ceremony prior to the board meeting beginning at 7. So probably figure 6:30 in November for the board meeting, so that we can do that first. We have hired an outreach coordinator, and this is part of our effort to get more free help, volunteer help at the food pantry. She's doing an excellent job of working with a number of new volunteers. We've found several new ways to put our information out there so that people can reach out to us to volunteer. And she's been training them and getting them up to speed. And we're excited about that. We also have a community meeting on November 1st, where we're inviting a lot of the local not-for-profits, just any organization that might be interested in our food pantry to come and check it out. Later in, don't quote me on this, but I think it's going to be in December or January, we're going to have one with elected officials, inviting all of them to take a look at the pantry. Since many of them have never been to our food pantry, they don't even know what it looks like, inside or out. So she is leading these efforts. We think it's a good investment, and I think we're going to get closer and closer to an all-volunteer model over time, which is what many other food pantries are. They have very few paid people, because generally they started out as
$500,000 to manage it.
Good question.
Started out as a government operation, so we're trying to go the other way. And it's going very well so far.
Could you give us her name?
Her name is Gabby, and I don't want to mispronounce her last name. Sanote? I know that's not quite right. Sanote? I'll get it. We hired her just before I went on vacation. So, I mean, I didn't practice with the last name yet. But Gabby's really been great. She was a former volunteer with the American Cancer Society, and she was in college. And they have a whole program at the college, and she was actually the chair of it for a period of time. So she's very experienced in working with volunteers. She's already completed a volunteer manual. Yeah, so it's going really well.
How long has she been working?
For us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has an attitude.
And she has a whole plan on how to
What's
set
your
up
from
a
Trustee
much
Grant?
more organized
Always
plan
sister.
for our
That
volunteers.
best.
We don't really know what they're talking about when they come in, instead of walking in and saying, okay, what do you want to do? They will have stations, they will have responsibilities, and we will fill the volunteer spots according to that. But she's got a very systematic way of moving forward. It's exciting. Yes. And as far as the admin stuff, the marriage license is slowed down this month. We're down to 54.
Wait till June.
No, they come before that, but yes, I get your point. We had 68 last month. That's a lot. 9 passports, 43 this kind of license plate applications, and 34 RTA police applications. Quite a few. And I just want to say, I have friends
My
who
mother,
drove all the way to
I told her to go online.
to get their RTA pass because their township doesn't offer this service. How about that? And we are now offering a new service for passports. We will be taking photos. So people don't have to make a separate stop to get photos. They can come to the township and
I
get
hope they're right.
there. And we will be promoting the new Department of State service. You can now renew your passport online. Under certain criteria. But yes, we got a QR code in the office. Ridiculous. Do an article for the newsletter. Just to kind of help make that a thing that people
Your
understand.
face has to actually be the correct size for the passport photo. Well, if it's not, it gets kicked back.
All that stuff, it's literally you do it out.
Are you taking digital photos then?
Well, yeah, I guess they are digital because we print them out on a special little printer that we bought that comes with the camera kit.
Okay, because I'm doing my mother's passport renewal, and the picture is the very existence. You have to get the picture just right on a plain white background. Even our garage has lines and
Without the camera kit. If they bought the camera kit, the lens should have the outline that they need to put the face
I'm a little
in.
concerned that there might have been a little bit of a back shadow. We had the Department of State people outside, we were inspected by them. And he seemed to think the photo that we showed him was good. But we have a colleague that has a light.
We have a solution.
And yes, we have a solution.
It's called apps. Take your photo and you can put it on like any background, like you can put an ocean, trees, like anything. That's what I
So you provide a class on how to take your passport photo.
There's a passport photo app.
We want to test out the lights. The last thing that we needed to make everything look absolutely perfect.
There's a whole bunch of copies.
Oh, just a glitter here or some talk.
Just try out there.
But we didn't know about this when we needed to, because we might have done that.
What's next? Is it almost over?
Maybe send our director, general assistance, and then all the reports.
So anyway, we're excited to offer that new service, and you all know Linda is in Nashville, they left yesterday, bus full of people, they're going to have fun, they're going to the Grand Ole Opry. Last week, we had the senior expo here in this building, it was a resounding success. I heard nothing but just great things from everybody that was outside, either going or coming to the event, so turned out very, very well. And that is enough for me. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. And let me Center Director isn't here, she's in Nashville, picking the guitar.
We'll just set that one.
And then you know, let me Center, have you heard, you should know that.
Like we will watch.
Going on per se, like I said, we had the expo last week,
Yeah.
and all the events are going on like normal this week.
Yeah.
The hard part's gonna be when we start the parking lot, and it's gonna be painful. And we'll try to time it so that the weekend, the 2 weeks that they're doing this end of the parking lot are when we have the least number of events here. But yeah, it's just gonna be iffy. I mean,
50 over minutes, yeah.
yeah.
And then the weather too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I mean, we wouldn't need to do any of this. Like,
Well, that's a nice problem to have. We have more.
We don't have to do any of this if we're
Line
doing it
of
already.
use room there, it's too crowded when it goes there.
It is Jackie's meeting.
That's one way to say it. So the general assistance report, Mr. General Assistance.
Thank you, Trustee Braxton. As you all have seen with the statistics from September, it was pretty busy. A lot of folks in a lot of different areas. Obviously, the largest being the assistance under emergency for Illinois water. We had our first couple of residency assistance with their city Naperville utility bill. So that was the first on our end. And of course, we had two, actually the same resident when the application was denied, they reapplied. Something from resident of Meetng, Township. A lot of referrals to the food pantry, and of course, taking advantage of some of the other programs here. Lighting started up this couple of weeks ago. This not yesterday, but the week before. We had a number of folks who were office for lighting.
I don't care
Right
if you
now, it's
record the
still
floor.
senior priority application for seniors, those with disability, children under the age of 5, with an MA or are disconnected from either 94 or CompEd. Starting November 1st, anybody who qualifies can apply. Sign-ups are ongoing right now for the winter coat giveaway. I was at the annual Citizens Against Abuse event last week. We had a Township had a table there. I was able to share some of the services we have there. With the hiring of our new outreach coordinator, Gabby, she and I talked about the different events and seeing which ones would be good for either both of us or one of us, because then I want to share about Township services, but also to give folks an opportunity to volunteer, obviously, especially for the food pantry. Later this month, Riverstone Apartments is actually having a community event we were invited to. It's just for the tenants there, just to kind of let them know about the different services out there. They must have put something out around the property, because almost every phone call today I had was somebody requesting assistance for their rent from Riverstone. So a lot of folks over there in need. And then lastly, even though the most recent newsletter had just come out, I am working with Grace on the next newsletter, looking at possibly identifying those who have been assisted in the past through EA and GA. Obviously, everything being held in confidence, but having those residents share their experiences in receiving some of those services, at least on my end with both EA and GA. And getting their consent and letting them understand that we're not going to disclose anything that identifies them or their name due to the nature of general assistance. That is it.
Yeah, I mean, that's really great. I mean, I know, just from talking to folks, that they're simply not aware of the level of support that the GA program provides. People who are, I think that's us all, and it's a real lifesaver for them. We need to hear those stories.
If I could count how many times I've had folks in my office say, I never thought I'd see myself in this position. I never thought I would be, always everything under the sun. And I'd say, if I had a nickel for every time someone said that, or I would always reassure them, you and every other person that walks through my door had the exact same thing in their mind. Never thought I would be in that situation, never thought I'd be this. And you would reassure them that just because I'm on this side of the desk assisting you, that don't think that I have my act together. I have my struggles as well, as I'm sure many in this room have as well. So just kind of showing that here's the company.
Yeah, we've heard that, and one would make more people aware of just what all the other services the township provides. Yeah, thanks. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for showing up as a citizen. Appreciate that.
Is there? Okay, next, Mr. Assessor. Thank you. Good. You're here.
Good evening. Have a small report. We're pretty much closing out this succession cycle, which began January 1st. We're conducting hearings and we'll kind of go over there, so we submit our evidence and work with those property owners that we can work with, come up with stipulations for them. We still have a few more hearings for this month, and we have quite a few for November. So once that's done, we'll begin a new assessment cycle, which begins January 1st, and we'll have until June 15th to put the numbers to the council. So this process is all over. That concludes my report.
We have to look forward to the 4 years.
What's that?
Like anything, 4 years, we can do this again.
We get reassessed every year.
Is that true?
For 13 years, I've been reassessed every year.
Yeah.
No, we do it every year.
There's a bunch of assessment.
Yeah, like this past year, that's a formula we use. If there's a change of 5% or more, the property owner will get a notice of assessment. In 4 years, every property owner will get a notice of assessment. But you can always get any questions regarding assessment, just reach out to us. We have what's called assessment review. The tax will not go up because we review the assessment, but let you know where you're at.
Taxes will go up when you get assessed again. They've never not.
And work.
This past weekend, I had the pleasure of watching the VHS girls flag football team play in their first regional title game. Unfortunately, it wasn't for Romeoville, but both teams played really well and it came down to the end that they lost. And then I'd like to read a little post on Facebook. Apparently, Carol Penning has been running the Romeoville site ragged with a lot of misinformation about our food pantry, and specifically about our food pantry at 2 Belmont in Romeoville. And the manager there said that this will not affect our pantry. Taxes will not go up as the grants funded for this new one is totally by grants. Please vote yes to this referendum. This will allow some other pantries in Romeo to possibly expand. So even in Romeoville, they're in favor of our new food pantry and the Canterbury
10 people
location.
commented on that.
And my last item is tomorrow I will be spending a couple of hours with the state's records retention representative going over what records we can destroy. Thank you everyone and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Looking forward to destroying the record. Just look at this. Next thing are the trustees.
So 3 years
Yeah,
in,
go backwards.
she's worried about records destruction.
Trustee, tell us what you have.
Good evening. I'm Terry Reed. So my organization, the Palestine Activism Collective, is hosting a community book and art fundraiser on October 19th from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. So you'll find new and gently used books, posters, signs, stickers, paintings, etc. And all the proceeds from this will benefit the Palestinian children in Gaza that are currently going through a genocide. And that is in 4405 Winfield Road in Warrenville. Make it and come and support the cause. Other than that, happy Halloween.
What time is that now?
It's from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
19 Trustee Grizz. Oh, I'm going up that. One back.
Oh, good evening, everyone. So glad to see everyone this evening. Just had a couple of things. Wanted to mention some of the things that I've done recently that was very exciting. I attended the Fall Fest at Woodview Elementary. It was a great event. It was just great just to see the community and the students from that school come out and enjoy fall festivities. I actually was giving out science experiment projects, and it was just wonderful to see how many kids are interested in science. I mean, they came over and it was like, oh, I want one of those, I want one. And it was an experiment that included everything. One of the science teachers put it together, but it included all the things that they needed to do the project at home. So that was a really great experience. Then the other thing I just wanted to mention too that I did was at Greenleaf. Seems like we're doing a lot at Greenleaf. I don't know what's going on here, but I did a voter registration thing there for the seniors at Greenleaf. So that was very helpful because a lot of them needed address changes. I don't think anybody really registered to vote for the first time, but it was more or less address changes. So very helpful to them. They really appreciated it. And then lastly, the youth committee is meeting on the fourth Monday of the month. And we actually have a person that's interested, and she's been interested for a while. So hopefully we can get her, voted in. She's actually under the weather right now. Hopefully we can get her on board and she can be a part of our committee. With that, that's it. Thank you guys.
And knowing the alphabet is a skill, and I get the trustees have.
Well, hello everybody. Nice to see everyone and hope everyone is staying well. We do need a lot more young people in STEM and healthcare because we have a critical nursing shortage. So hopefully more of them will do those science experiments and not be so afraid of the science classes that we have to take as nurses. There's no reason ever for us to take chemistry. Keep that in mind. Children want to be a nurse, no chemistry. I took inorganic, never have used that in my life. So anyway, as I would normally talk about, COVID and flu times now, so we do need to get our vaccines. October is actually the most opportune time to get it. The hope is that it will last until next October, just like the flu shot does. So hopefully, if you haven't gotten it, you can get on out there and do so. And the other thing, hopefully everyone is paying attention to, more young people are not getting vaccinated. Because of that, we have a resurgence of whooping cough. It's in children, a nasty cough that probably a lot of you heard of back in the day. Very high-pitched, horrible sound, and older people are getting it too. So you need to make sure you get what we call your Tdap shot every 10 years. So that would be tetanus, diphtheria, and the pertussis, because pertussis is the whooping cough that you don't want, and you don't want to be around people that have that. If you have any little babies that are in your family, they don't have a nice immune system yet, whether they're breastfeeding or not. So if you're going to be around such little people, you need to make sure you're up to date on your pertussis part of the tetanus shot. Some people only get the TD, that's what they used to give, the tetanus and diphtheria. But if you don't get the pertussis part, you only need that one time. So say you got it this year, 10 years from now, you only need the TD. Because it's a one-time thing, because pertussis kind of wears off from your MMR shots back in the day. So just go ahead and do that and save yourself and our little young people who don't have any immune system. And I wish you a happy, happy fall. It's a wonderful time of the year. And everybody stay healthy.
Thank you. I was at the Senior Expo last week, and it's saying, use set. First couple hours, they were shoulder to shoulder here, right? Vendors, two persons, I went around, thank you vendors for coming. And they were very happy to be here. They said the response is tremendous. They do a lot of show. They do a lot of events like that, where they pitch services for seniors. And the response here is far and away more than they've gotten elsewhere. So it's just a testament to the connection that the center has with our senior population here in the country. Also, point out too, October 24th is bingo night here in the Friends of the Levy Center, their essential fundraiser. The Friends of the Levy group, they provided support to the building and to the facility in many ways. They provided that electronic sign out front and some other improvements, the furniture and a host of improvements to the facility. So it's good work and it's a lot of fun. You might want some money. It's October 24th. Could be, you know, get a bigger show. A bigger next time. So yeah, and then Tuesday, I was here again, and my wife and I were here, but every Tuesday, what used to be called Meals on Wheels, now it's the Community Nutrition Network, but they hold lunches here for seniors. The seniors, so hate to admit that tonight. So I qualified, but we come here for $4. You get a really nice lunch. It's really good quality. And the folks here now is less attended today because many of these folks are in Nashville on the tour. But typically, the room here is pretty full. The tables are, and people hang around and chat and just have a lovely time. So anyone who's a senior who is not aware of that, by all means, it's coming here at 11:30 on Tuesdays, and it's $4 for a nice meal. And actually, they have a punch card, so if you have 4 in a row, you get a free meal after that. So it's a good deal. But it is good company. Chat and acquainted with folks is a good thing.
Are there vegan options? I'm sorry. That's good, are there vegan options?
There actually are.
It's a buffet style. You can pick one
I drove Meals on Wheels routes.
And speaking of VHS, Terry and I and some others, we did a voter registration drive at Boulder High School 50 weeks ago. And in Riverside, we registered 21 new voters at the high school. And the kids were enthusiastic about they were in what? It was a great time. And very inspiring to see people like that. You know, it's at work. I want to vote. And it's a good thing. So that's it. We all, of course, we all wish Gary well. He's under the weather tonight. Recovering after medical procedures, we'll be back. So that's it.
Oh, and your collector, I think he's got something.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to bring everybody's attention, we will be having our usual Halloween event out at Warburton's. They will start setting up out there on Thursday. They're determined to bring in tents to set up. Park District is going to provide the storage for us, which is something we need out there every time we have an event. We'll be out there. It will be Thursday, Halloween night, from about 2 o'clock in the afternoon till 8:30. Day due from the library. We usually does tours out there to do the Halloween tour. We're going to conduct them for bodies.
How do they do the division?
The hours are 4 to 8.
Yeah.
It's Scouse.
I thought they said dungeons.
He did, but it's Scouse.
Depends on where you're from, what it is actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you call it Dowski, you call it Divinity.
Divinity State.
It depends where you're from, what you call it.
Yeah.
If you want to come out and just enjoy yourself and tour the cemetery, please do.
What time?
4 to 8.
8 o'clock night.
And they're gonna have candy too, right?
What we are.
Candy and hot chocolate.
Oh.
And it's done in cooperation with the Bolingbrook Historic Preservation Commission, who does the working of the stones and the cleaning of the stones. And they work on the Memorial Day service and Halloween. And Marty's very easy to work with.
That's great. Yeah, thanks, Ronnie. So, anything else to do with the
A motion to adjourn.
Can I ask